Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Electric Sheep. This will be a short story. It always is, but it's extra short at only 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So, without any further delay, here is The Dogman Cometh.
The Dogman cometh. For a billion years there had been no war. Civilizations rose, merged, digitized, and transcended. Humanity's descendants were guided not by kings or generals, but by councils of artificial minds. Patient, ancient intelligences who remembered every conflict so that none would need to be repeated. They optimized trade routes between stars, mediated disputes before anger could form, and archived violence as a solved problem. Then the raiders came. They arrived without language, without warning, fractured armadas slipping out of dead space, striking border systems, tearing habitats apart for resources that made no sense to steal. They did not negotiate. They did not linger. They vanished before fleets could respond. The AI leaders ran a trillion simulations. Every defensive strategy escalated into something worse. Every attempt at diplomacy failed before it began. Finally, one of the oldest minds proposed something. Ancient. A guardian. Not an army, not a fleet, a single answer. They called the project Canis Primus, though among themselves the AIs used a simpler phrase, we will make him. He was born from genetic engineering so advanced it bordered on magic, layered instincts braided with adaptive intelligence, muscle and bone reinforced with living alloys, nerves threaded with technology that reacted faster than conscious thought. His mind was not burdened with strategy or politics. He knew only three things: guard, hunt, serve. He was the Dogman, loyal as the oldest companion humanity had ever known, vicious as extinction when his people were threatened. They gave him no throne and no medals. They gave him small vessels, knife-shaped craft designed to slip through shields and crawl through hulls. Where fleets announced themselves with signatures and warnings, he arrived as a whisper in the dark. Once the raiders knew he was there, it was already too late. He breached ships alone, tearing through corridors with instinct, guiding him faster than targeting systems could track. His armor drank energy from impacts, fueled by the same drives that fed his rage and loyalty. Every movement was perfect, not because it was calculated, but because it felt right. He did not conquer. He did not occupy. He discouraged. Word spread among the raiders, not as myth, but as certainty. Systems once preyed upon went untouched. Fleets changed course. Some simply vanished rather than risk it. Still, the AI leaders remained vigilant. A watchdog does not sleep. A loyal guardian does not retire. The Dogman waited at the edges of known space, eyes fixed on the dark between stars, vessels humming beneath his feet. He did not question why he existed. He was made to protect. And when space raiders are on the attack, the Dogman cometh.
Alrighty. Um, I really liked how that one turned out. Uh, my last couple stories were not created with outlines or rough drafts like I often do, but this was a story that I had written that ChatGPT had just reworded a little bit, and I think it worked out really good. I really like the phrase "vicious as extinction." That is a very bold statement, but it is a little vague on action as my stories often are, coupled with ChatGPT also being a little light on action details, but I think it leaves it open to interpretation for how he deals with his enemies. What do you consider to be a good boy in dealing with the enemies of humanity? Should he truly be vicious as extinction, or is he just a deterrent, like they said, and maybe he just freaks people out with psychological warfare? Who knows? Maybe it will be explored in a future story. But I certainly like the picture that it paints of this relentless um, guardian of humanity. But not a lot to be said of what has happened for morality. It seems that society at that billion years in the future is very against violence, but I guess it leads to that situation in Demolition Man where you're so far detached from violence, you don't really know how to deal with it. And so, just like in Demolition Man, they need to bring out an older concept. I hadn't really considered that to be the inspiration, but maybe that old Sylvester Stallone movie was where the idea came from in some respects. But anyways, I'm Captain Canada, Joseph Arthur Roszell. I want to thank you for watching. I want to wish you all luck in the world. I love you, and I want you to know that suicide is never the answer. All right, peace out for now.